Welcome to the very first episode of the Golden Takes podcast. I am your host, Miguel Landa. Great to finally be able to have this first episode out. I put a lot of time, dedication, 2 months in the making, believe it or not. And I'm excited to finally have the first episode out. And I hope you, the listeners out there, are going to enjoy. I hope I make you come back for more. And I hope I'm an enjoyable person to listen to. If you're watching on YouTube and you're watching this smug, ugly little face speak to you, I hope I'm enjoyable to look at because you're going to be looking at this for a while. So we got a lot to talk about. 2 weeks until the NFL draft. I, for one, am totally excited. But before we get into this, I want to clarify what the Golden Takes podcast is. The Golden Takes podcast is a podcast surrounding anything and everything to do with the NFL. I, Miguel Landa, will give you my top picks, my top ideas, my own personal thoughts surrounding it all. And as the name entails, I will give you my hot golden takes of the week. Whether they stay true to the name or bomb like any other take, that is up for you to decide. I want to let you all know that, yes, I am wearing a 49ers jersey. I am a diehard 49er fan, but this will not be a 49ers podcast specifically. I promise you. I will try my best to keep as unbiased of an opinion as I can. But let's be honest, every opinion that someone has will be biased because your opinion could be different than mine. But that's the fun in it all, seeing what you think and what I think. It's the best part about having a podcast. So we're going to get started. We got a lot to talk about. Now, I am going to talk about some old news, yes, news that probably have heard of, but I haven't gotten to say my thoughts on it yet. And that's going to be the big trades that happened that shook up the entire NFL draft. Yep, since we're getting close to the draft, might as well talk about these big trades. This all started early one morning when San Francisco 49ers traded away their 12th overall pick, 2 future first rounds, and a future third for the Miami Dolphins, number 3 overall pick. But it wasn't ending over there, boys. Nope. The Miami Dolphins then used that 12th overall pick and traded away another first and a fourth for the Eagles' 6th overall pick and a 5th round pick. That's some big trades coming, especially from the Miami Dolphins, who, if you did not know, got a lot of capital. I'm pretty sure they have 4 or 5 first rounds in these next few NFL drafts, and it's all because of Larry Tunsil. And if you don't know about the Larry Tunsil, well, let me tell you, that man is a god among men. He was caught, I would say, 2 or 3 days prior to the NFL draft, smoking out of a gas mask bong. If you don't know what that is, go search it up, because that boy was living high on life, literally. The Miami Dolphins then traded away, because they did not want to draft him, they traded away that capital to the Houston Texans, and that one draft pick led to them having all this capital. So they were just, you know what, we're stacked for the future. The 49ers, obviously clear as day that they want a quarterback of the future. Jimmy Garoppolo, who I love, and I am wearing his jersey, my number one guy, turned this franchise around. Although he hasn't performed the way anyone would like him to or anyone wished he would, he's been hurt. The 49ers are clear that they are ready to move on. Whether he stays on the team, hopefully to train the rookie, or leaves to free up cap space for the future people that we need to sign, like Warner or Bosa, only time can tell. But it's clear the Niners are looking for their quarterback of the future, whether it's the Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones. That we just got to wait and see. A lot of people are saying it will be Mac Jones, but I've already seen backpedaling from Adam Schefter himself, saying that the Niners will possibly be looking at Justin Fields, as his second bro day is coming up soon, and the 49ers will be there, and they will be having 49er practices over there. So just saying, Justin Fields looks like the new guy for the quarterback situation. Although I am a huge fan of Zach Wilson, it's clear the Jets will be taking him, as they did trade Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers for a 6th round this year, a 2nd and a 4th round next year. To that, I say good job, Jets, honestly. I've been saying for a while that if they didn't get rid of Sam Darnold, it was clear that they were either going for an offensive tackle or a wide receiver or tight end for Sam Darnold. But if they really wanted a quarterback, I didn't see them picking anyone, because why would you have Sam Darnold, who's still on a rookie contract, and bringing in another rookie? It just didn't make sense. But it's clear that they realized that. They got rid of Sam Darnold. Now, based off of this, I'm going to say, in my own personal opinion, this wasn't really a money grab kind of situation. They weren't wanting anything out of him. They really wanted Sam Darnold to just go as they go on with the future. They gave him to the Panthers for pretty much nothing. And it's clear that these future picks will help build the team around Zach Wilson, most likely. But, this is more of the general manager and head coach saying, thank you, Sam Darnold. We appreciate you. We're sorry for what we did to you. We wish you nothing but the best. The general manager did come out and say that he loves that man to death and he wishes him nothing but the best. So it's nice to see that wholesome. Now, me personally, I think very highly of Sam Darnold. Although he didn't really have a good career with Adam Gase, you gotta understand it was the Jets. The Jets were a meme for a long time, boys. Like, come on, the man had mono. He saw ghost. Adam Gase has lizard eyes. I'm gonna be one to say I laughed at them the entire time, but I did not fully think that Sam Darnold was horrible. I thought that he could have a revived career if Tannehill can have it. So why can't Sam Darnold? I'm giving him one chance. Hopefully the Panthers rejuvenate his career. He'll be revisiting with his old friend Robbie Anderson, who had a great connection with him over in the Jets when he was there. He's going to have a great running game with Christian McCaffrey and a decent offensive line to block with him. So only time can tell. If he does flop, then sorry, Sam Darnold, you got to fight harder. But I'm really rooting for you. Hopefully it goes well. But speaking of the Jets, I want to say a little bit the thing. They are really stacked for the future. Now, me personally, I thought that they were going to be, honestly, a team to beat this coming year. They haven't done a lot, though, in the draft, in the free agency. So with that said, I think it's going to take them a while. I think they're taking it slow, and I like that from them. I was, for one, they had, I think, the second most cap in the NFL. I was expecting them to go on a money spending spree. I expected them to go all out. I expected them to turn this team around within a year. But it's clear that Robert Saleh, the new head coach, wants to take things slow, wants to see where the team is at right now, and to see what he could build upon with this new quarterback that he will be picking in the second overall pick. Going on to the San Francisco 49ers, man, they are ready for Justin Fields pretty much. Now, Justin Fields, I will say, is a really, really great quarterback. He's durable. He's built. He's ready for it all. He's played in the big games over in college, but I want to say I am a bigger fan of Zach Wilson. I personally would love it, and I would cry if the 49ers were able to pick Zach Wilson. Followed him all through college. I think he has a lot more magic on him. He's more of a Patrick Mahomes in my eyes. I see him really stepping out and being great as right off the gate. Now, Justin Fields, however, I will say has a higher ceiling. Justin Fields, I feel, will take a while to produce, but if you give him the right offense, like Kyle Shanahan's, I see him popping off later in his second year, maybe his even third year, to just really take over the league and show that he is a dominant quarterback and he should have been taken higher than Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. I do believe that. Going back to the Miami Dolphins now real quick as I'm talking about this. The Miami Dolphins are pretty much stacked with picks. It was rumored that they did want Zach Wilson. They were eyeing him, but knowing that that was just a pipe dream, they realized that they had to back out and they traded away these picks with the Niners to go back into the top 10. But they were not done. They said, nope, just because we want to get out of the number 3 doesn't mean we want to get out of the top 10 in general. No. So they went back in, trading with the Eagles. They are now holding the 6th overall pick. They pretty much hold the destiny to whatever wide receiver or versatile tight end like Kyle Pitts that they would want to work with Tua. Tua, I think, had a all right rookie season. Now, considering that he did come off a gruesome injury in his college year, I think that the whole standard of trying to replace him and getting someone else was dumb. It didn't make sense. Why would you waste 1 year of a rookie when you drafted him coming off of an injury? Like, it just didn't make sense to really get rid of him after that. I see him having a better year. I see them finally being able to build around him with this draft capital that they do have. They have a lot of picks in the future to really build around him. Just give him the weapons. Your defense is already great. All you have to do is really build the offense. The defense, I think, for Miami had the most takeaways and the most points by a defense. So you don't really need to worry about your defense for a while. Build this offense to the point where Tua can win you games and you don't have to rely on your defense every game, and your defense can rest and win you the games when you need it to the most. That's all I got to say about Miami. Now we're going to get into the Eagles side of it. And the Eagles side, there's not much to talk about. I have more questions than answers I would like to give, in my own opinion. My thing is with the Eagles is why? You tanked, first of all, and to those who don't believe in the tanking rule, I believe in you will play to win the game. It was clear they didn't want to win that game. It was their choice. All respect to them. It made sense, to get that sixth overall pick and, possibly get a great wide receiver for Hurts or Wentz. As the time of that whole tanking situation happened, we didn't know who the quarterback situation is, but it's clear now that it's Hurts. That sixth overall pick was crucial. Sorry. With the fact that there will be at least 4 quarterbacks going in the top 4, you really had a chance at anyone you wanted. It was clear that most likely the Bengals are probably going to go offensive lineman or wide receiver. You really have your pick at anyone you want at number 6. And you traded it away for the top 12, which you pretty much have to hope someone falls on you. Now, you could be able to get a defensive player, yes, but even then, you're not going to really have your pick. You got to hope someone falls. Now, whether they trade up and shake this up in any way and, truly do want to make a move for someone, that will be just a wait and see moment. But right now, I personally think the Eagles are the big losers of this, and I want to know why. Why would you trade all that and not even get anything in return? It was pretty much all they earned was an extra first round, and then they swapped 4th and 5th rounds with the Miami Dolphins. Eagles, big losers. I like to look at the Dolphins as the clear winners of these trades. They are stacked for the future, and they are the scariest to look at if you really, really, truly think about it. Talking about big money spending with the Jets earlier, I want to finally get into a big thing that happened in this free agency, and that's the Patriots. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you all know a little thing. The Patriots, in my opinion, weren't bad. I think they were a 7-9 team, barely missing playoffs. Now, Cam Newton did get predictable at times, and one game I do like to look at is the game where he was playing Seattle, week 4 was it, and he did the same QB run that he tried to do to get into the end zone and win the game or tie it at least, and it didn't happen. And to that, I want to say, it's not his fault. He really didn't have an off season to really work. And honestly, the Patriot way doesn't seem like a good place for Cam Newton. Now, will he have a better career with them now? I most certainly do, after all the signings that they have. Here, let me go over all the signings that they have. They were able to sign not 1, but 2 tight ends. One in Hunter Henry and another in Jonnu Smith from the Baltimore Ravens. Hunter Henry has a career of 196 recoveries with 286 targets for a total of 2,322 yards and 21 touchdowns. Looking at Jonnu Smith over in the Baltimore Ravens side, he had a career of 114 receptions, 169 targets for a total of 1,302 yards and 16 touchdowns. It's clear that these 2 tight ends are what Bill wants to go back to. Bill Belichick is ready to have that double tight end set that he dreams of and he loves in his offense. It's clear that these 2 tight ends are going to be very versatile in blocking and most importantly in the red zone, which is something that Bill Belichick and the Patriots really couldn't perform a lot on. Like I said, with that Seahawks game, they really couldn't get into the end zone. Once they got by the red zone, it was all said and done. All they did was kick field goals, or they ended up going for it and missing. And it was just something that they cannot repeat now. And it's clear now that they want to change that by getting these 2 top tight ends in the league. If you thought I was done with the offense, you are dead wrong. The offense is still growing as the New England Patriots then went out and signed 2 top wide receivers in Nelson Aguilar from the Las Vegas Raiders and Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Nelson Aguilar, yes, didn't have a great career with the new Philadelphia Eagles. They were pretty bad. He was known as a bust at that point, but I really believe that his time with the Vegas Raiders really rejuvenated his career, and this is honestly just a big loss for the Raiders. The Raiders had a great wide receiver in him. He really opened up the deep ball pass game, and I think if they would have kept him, he really would have opened up Henry Ruggs for a lot more pass plays and a lot more in the open field, as he was getting double teamed most of the time. Now, Nelson Aguilar with the Raiders in that one prior year had a career of 48 receptions, 82 targets, 896 yards. He averaged about 18.7 yards per catch and had at least 8 touchdowns in that 2020 season. That's pretty good. That's a really revived career, as he didn't even have, I think, barely one touchdown his entire 4 years with 3 years with the Eagles. And so this is a bigger improvement. I see him to elevate on top of this and become more of a top wide receiver in this league. With Cam Newton throwing him the ball, who knows? But the Patriots got a great wide receiver, a deep threat wide receiver in Nelson Aguilar. Looking at wide receiver Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers, although he was a bona fide number 3 wide receiver for the Niners, I personally think this is a big loss for the Niners and a bigger gain for the New England Patriots. As they say, one man's loss is another man's gain, and that's what happened with Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne with the 49ers had a career of 131 receptions for 219 targets, over 1,769 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Although he was sitting behind George Kittle, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk, he was honestly the most reliable wide receiver that the 49ers had. He had a connection with Jimmy Garoppolo that no other wide receiver had with him. He was his favorite. He was the most reliable. Every catch he had was either a third down or a touchdown in the red zone. And 2 games I like to look at the most that will emphasize why I believe the New England Patriots got this guy is Week 8 against the Seattle Seahawks this year in 2020. Although Jimmy and Kittle both got hurt that game, he came in really, really doing well. He had 8 catches for 10 yards, 81 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he stepped up when other people got hurt, and it proved how reliable he is. He hasn't missed a game. The only game he missed was Green Bay Packers game, and that was due to a false COVID test. Other than that, he's reliable, he's durable, he's everything you need from a wide receiver. Another game that I really like to look at is week I believe 13. Week 13, yes, of the Dallas Cowboys. He had a 100% catch rate. Although he was only targeted 4 for 4, he did not drop one single ball, and he did go for over 86 yards, and he even pulled a miraculous touchdown in the end zone for pretty much on a Hail Mary. It wasn't even a give me. It was a touchdown that didn't really decide the ball game. The Niners still lost, but he still brought it down anyways on a Hail Mary, and that just shows his strength and his reliability, that if you give him the ball, it will always be caught, and he will always strive for either a first down or a touchdown in his sight. I really do see him having a Stephon Diggs impact that Stephon Diggs has in the Bills. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen have this like brotherly love that you really don't see between a quarterback and a wide receiver in a while. And I truly believe that Kendrick Bourne has the same personality as Cam Newton. They both want to work and they both want to have fun while doing it. I see them being able to really bounce off one of each other and become really a good quarterback wide receiver duo in this league. And I see him stepping out of that number 3 role and becoming a true number 1 wide receiver. Now, the contracts that both Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne got. Nelson Aguilar was given a 2-year, $26 million deal. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong numbers. And Kendrick Bourne was given a 3-year, $22.5 million deal. These are good paychecks. Now, they're obviously paying Kendrick Bourne for a lot longer. It's clear that they want him to stay longer, and it's clear that they have a future for him. Now, with Nelson Aguilar, they want him for 2 years. They want to see how he develops and how he elevates his game after his big season with the Las Vegas Raiders. Another small little re-signing that I glossed over a little bit was the James White. They were able to re-sign him. Now, although he did look at going with the Buccaneers, he did decide to stay with his former team for one more year, as he signed a $2.5 million fully guaranteed contract, and he just wants to win another ring, I guess. And it's clear that he's looking at this team and he's ready to go win another one, and he sees the team that Bill's building and he's ready. Looking still at the offense, we got Cam Newton, who's able to re-sign. Now, yes, Cam Newton was able to yet another re-sign of pretty much a prove-it deal. He's clear he wants to prove something in this league. He's been saying it. Although he didn't have a good season last year, I like to believe he had, honestly, a great season. Although the team went 7-9, they barely missed playoffs, and he didn't really have a lot of supporting cast around him, and now he does. So all we could do is wait, see, hopefully. I'm rooting for Cam, honestly. Cam had a great great time with his Panthers, and he just really fell off after that. After that Super Bowl 50 fiasco, he just fell off. And with him with the Patriots and the fact that he now has not one but two top tight ends and two great wide receivers in Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne, I really do see Cam Newton finally coming out and being able to prove something. And who knows, maybe he gets a bigger contract from the Patriots next year, or maybe he'll get a big money contract from another team that's desperate for quarterbacks. As we go on, there's a lot of teams that are still desperate for quarterbacks. Staying on the offensive side of the ball, there's two more signings as they were able to re-sign David Andrews to a 4-year, $21 million deal, 6.5 fully guaranteed. They get to keep their top center for 4 more years. He's going to really help protect around Cam Newton, and with two top tight ends as the double tight end set, that offensive line is really going to be there, and it's really going to be leaded by David Andrews, and it's going to be 10 times better than what we've seen before. Cam Newton's not going to be scrambling a lot, hopefully, and he's not going to be able to be in the position where he's getting sacked a lot. Another center that was signed was Ted Karras. He's a veteran that was signed on a 1-year deal worth up to $4 million. Although they did sign him before David Andrews, this is more known as precautionary reasons in case they were not able to get David Andrews, and they did get a guy who knows the system. He played with the team back in 2016 when he was drafted. And so now they have two top centers ready to and knowing the offense to be able to lead and block for Cam Newton. That's about it for the offensive side. And if you really think that's it in free agency, nah. Bill Belichick really was like, I really looked over his shoulder and said, you think the Bucs are that good on defense? Wait till you see what I do. And he really came out guns blazing. Although he will be getting a majority of his players back who opted out last season due to COVID, he still built upon it, and he realized that, honestly, he had the worst run and passing game in the league, and he wanted to fix that, and that's exactly what he did. He went and signed 4 linebackers. Yes, that's a lot of linebackers, and it's clear that he needs help in the linebacker position, as he went after linebacker Matthew Judon from the Baltimore Ravens. He signed him to a 4-year, $56 million deal, $32 million fully guaranteed. Matthew Judon has a career of 235 total tackles, 166 solo, 69 assists, 34.5 sacks, and 7 forced fumbles. What a monster. It's clear that Bill Belichick got this guy, sees what he wants, and is ready to pretty much stop the run game. They were ranked pretty low in the run game. I believe they were ranked 27th in the run game, and that's really not good at all. So, getting this top linebacker core built right now will really help this defense and the leadership around it. Another good linebacker pickup that they did get was they did get their former player, Kyle Van Noy. Although Kyle Van Noy has had time with the Miami Dolphins, he returns to his former team after being released. He signs a 2-year maximum of $13.2 million. His career is pretty much phenomenal. He's going back home to New England. He knows the defense, and I think he's going to bring that leadership and lead this defense to be able to not be as bad as it was last season. Kyle Van Noy has 358 total tackles, 246 solo, 112 assists, 23.5 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 6 fumble recoveries. God damn. This growing linebacker core is getting ferocious, and I just can't wait to see what it does in the regular season. 2 other small linebacker signings that are honestly for depth and special teams, in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean anything bad at all. I think it means something good because Bill Belichick really loves his special teams. If you can play on all sides of the ball, Bill Belichick wants you. You are pretty much special. They went off and signed Leroy Reynolds from the Atlanta Falcons. The deal is undisclosed right now, but it's clear that it's for depth and a little bit on the special team side, but a good pickup nonetheless. They also went and got Raekwon McMillan from the Las Vegas Raiders on a 1-year deal. Like I said, it's more locker room advanced. He wants to build this locker room so he could be able to switch players in and out, and especially be able to play on special teams. Now, these are a lot of signings on the defensive line. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. They really, really wanted to fix this run game. Bill Belichick was getting ran through all season. And he wanted to fix that, and he did. He went off and signed defensive tackle Lawrence Guy. Sorry, I misspelled that. They re-signed him on a 4-year deal. Defensive tackle Montavious Adams from the Green Bay Packers signed a 1-year max of $2.5 million. Defensive tackle Davon Godwicks from the Miami Dolphins signed a 2-year deal worth up to $16 million, $9 million fully guaranteed. That's just more depth added, and we're not done yet. Another defensive tackle in Henry Anderson from the New York Jets. He was given a 2-year deal worth $7 million. Defensive tackle Carl Davis, re-signed on a 1-year, $1.127 million deal. And then the final D lineman that they were able to sign was a defensive end in Dietrich Wise Jr. They re-signed him to a fat deal of 4 years, a maximum of $30 million, $10 million fully guaranteed, a solid defensive end and solid defensive tackles to be able to swap in and out of and really fix this run game problem that they had. They ranked really low in the run game, and they wanted to fix it. Now looking at the backfield side of the ball, yes, they did not just fix just the D-line and the linebacker core. They fixed that backfield good. They went and got Jalen Mills from the Philadelphia Eagles on a 4-year deal worth $24 million, 9 of it fully guaranteed. Now, Jalen Mills has 58 total tackles, 1 interception, and has only allowed 30 receptions on 49 targets. That's a good lockdown safety that you got in the backfield. Now, will he step up behind Patrick Chung? I believe that they will have a good duo matchup, and this is just a good all-around safety. Their offense in passing ranked in 23rd in the NFL last season. It's clear that they still want to build more. Their defense was one of the lowest problems with them, and they're fixing that right now. Another safety they did sign was Cody Davis. He re-signed on a 1-year deal with the Patriots, just growing that backfield ever more. They also went and got a cornerback, Justin Bethel, a veteran. They gave him a 3-year deal worth $6 million. He's pretty much re-signing. He's been on the team already. They wanted to keep him. They re-signed him to a 3-year deal. Him and Cody Davis are going to really play huge roles in the safety program and maybe even in special teams. I look forward to seeing this Patriots defense. This defense looks scary already, and honestly, we're looking at the Patriots of yesteryear, man. We're getting back to that old Patriot style. Although there's a new quarterback in town, it's still the same Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick always got a fire in his eyes. Once you see the homie put the hood on, you know you're in trouble. One of the final minor signings, but a very important signing nonetheless, is their kicker, Nick Folk. They were able to assign him on a 1-year deal maximum of $2.5 million. He gets $125,000 fully guaranteed and $1.1 million on his base salary. He went 30 for 33 in extra points and 26 for 28 on field goals. A very reliable kicker, a guy that they wanted to keep for an extra year. Hopefully he improves and they can give him a bigger contract, but nonetheless a great signing. Now, during the time of me recording this video, I do got to let you know that Julian Edelman has been released from the New England Patriots and he will be retiring. Pretty sad. It's the end of an era, boys. We're losing a great one in Julian Edelman. He's had a good career with the New England Patriots. I don't got a lot of stats on him up right now, but to Julian Edelman, I salute you. Enjoy your retirement, man. We're getting to the end of this video. I know it's not as long. It's after all, this is my first podcast episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be giving you my top 10 mock draft. Yes, I made my own mock draft. This is a little tease to what next week will be. I want to try and produce videos weekly. So I'm going to give you a tease at my top 10 mock draft, and we're going to start right now. Selecting at number 1, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence. Going on to number 2, the New York Jets select Zach Wilson. Now, I personally want to say that there's a chance that the Niners could trade up with the Jets, swapping picks. There's a chance that the Jets don't pick Zach Wilson. After all, you got to understand that the offensive coordinator for the Jets was the passing game coordinator at the 49ers. And if the 49ers are looking at Justin Fields as a great guy, why wouldn't Mike LaFleur think that too? Just saying. but I do believe that they will be picking Zach Wilson. It makes the most sense. You don't pass on a man with that kind of talent. Looking at the 49ers, I see them selecting Justin Fields. Yes, I'm tired of all those Mac Jones rumors. Those Trey Lance is a great quarterback, but it's Justin Fields all the way. That man is more durable. That man's played in the bigger games. That man has lost in the bigger games, and he still came in ready for more. He's honestly one of the quarterbacks out there that I do believe can start right away, and I do believe that Justin Fields will be going to the San Francisco 49ers. Looking at the Falcons, now this is where things get tricky, and you probably won't believe me, but I do believe the Falcons will trade out of the number 4. Now it has been confirmed they want to trade out, but who will trade? I believe it will be the New England Patriots. Now before you start questioning, I want to let you know that I believe the New England Patriots will give up their 15th overall pick, a first round next year, and a third round next year. I see them then picking Trey Lance. Now, it's clear that they signed Cam Newton on a 1-year deal. It's a prove-it deal, and I just went over that they could give him a new contract, but Bill Belichick is ready for the future. Although I don't see them picking Mac Jones, they wouldn't trade a first round for Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Why would they do that for Mac Jones? It's clear they want a guy who could do more with what Cam Newton was able to do. Why not get Trey Lance, who does everything that Justin Fields can do? It makes the most sense. Going on to the Bengals, I see them selecting Jamar Chase. Yes, I see Jamar Chase reuniting with his former QB, Joe Burrow, and I see them building upon what they already had connected over in LSU. The Miami Dolphins, I see them selecting. Now, I said this earlier in the video. I hope you were paying attention. I see them selecting Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is one of the top tight ends in this draft. I think he's one of the best tight ends out there to go get. He's very much a Darren Waller, big, strong, brings in any catch. I see them finally giving Tua a great weapon in Kyle Pitts to build around him as they need to, and Tua will have more of a reliable person to go to now. Going on to the Lions, I see them picking the first D lineman in Christian Barmore. Now, this one was a hard one for me. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know really what to do. I didn't really think of who the Lions would want. And my sheer thing is looking at the head coach. The head coach came off on his first interview saying that he's ready to bite kneecaps off. I expect them to build the defense. I expect the defense to be the first priority other than offense, since they already had Jared Goff and some good wide receivers already around him. Looking at the Panthers, I see them selecting tackle Penny Sewell. Now I did think of them trading up as well, but knowing that they have Sam Darnold now for 2 years pretty much, they still have his 5th-year option. I see them picking a tackle to protect him. They got to build that offensive line. They already have great weapons, and they have even better in the run game to help it out. So I see them picking the tackle Penny Sewell. Looking over at the Broncos, I see them picking linebacker Micah Parsons. Now, this is another one that I did think about trading up for a QB, but with Sam Darnold being on the Panthers, I see Teddy Bridgewater being on the move, and I see him reuniting with one of his former coaches who drafted him over in Denver. Looking at the Cowboys, my final for the top 10, I see them making a big move in getting Patrick Surtain II. Now, back when the Niners had the 12th overall pick, I believe that Patrick Surtain was one of the best cornerbacks out there. Although J.C. Horn is great, the thing I love more about Patrick Surtain is his physicality in man-to-man. He's more physical, he has more raw strength, and I feel like he has more talent in man-to-man than any cornerback out there in the draft, and that's something that the Cowboys desperately need. Having Stephon Diggs' brother on the opposite side, and now Patrick Surtain, this is going to be a scary defense to go against. That's about all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I was enjoyable to listen to. Tune in next week as I will be trying to have weekly upload schedules. Next week I will give you my full first round mock draft, giving you all the stats on every player and why I truly believe that each player will be picked from that team. I hope you enjoy. I hope you come back for more. If you're listening on YouTube and you're seeing me, please hit the like button, subscribe, and come back. Follow me on Twitter @TakesGolden. Those listening on Podbean, I know it's a sketchy little place, but I love that place. It's really working well for me. Once I have episode 2 out, I will be available on other platforms such as Google, Apple, and Spotify. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Please come back for more. Stay blessed, and deuces.